time for your Q1 midpoint check-in, okay? I want to make sure that your business is aligned with the year that you want and the year that you're hopefully already creating, as we're already halfway through the first quarter. How we start things in the beginning of the year is crucial because it's the roadmap and the foundation for how the rest of the year will go.
Welcome to Inspiration Contagion, the podcast for leaders, founders, and changemakers. Here we explore real stories from transformational business leaders who face fear, uncertainty, and growth head on. Let's lead with inspiration on purpose.
So I want to ask you and make sure that you're not stuck in the quiet danger of default mode. Okay. Slipping into old patterns after the new year. Perhaps you've already lost sight of the goals that you set, the intentions, the mantra, all of the tangible things that we've talked about throughout the beginning of this year. If you've lost sight of your goals, or you're not feeling aligned to your values or your life priorities, this is a great time to hit pause and take some time for reflection. Okay. When we get stuck in default mode, it means we're taking action that's not intentional and that never leads to anything great. It's similar to when you make assumptions and makes an ass out of you and me. When we take action that's not aligned to our goals and our priorities, it never leads to anything positive, fruitful, or supportive. In fact, it leads you off the roadmap and way off track for the journey you're intended to be on for this year. So I want to talk to you about how we can make this February a reset point and not a total restart. And also, how can we make sure we're not going adrift on our journey or steering the boat in the wrong direction? Well, there are some symptoms, okay? So when you start feeling like everything you're doing is giving you a bunch of crap, then you're not headed in the right direction typically. Sure, we have external things that happen, but if you're getting a lot of no's or just obstacles, that typically means you're off route. And guess what? My nickname for rock climbing for the first couple of years outside was off route, because I would choose the most difficult way to do a route and think that that was the way to do it. So if you're feeling a lot of difficulty, resistance, obstacles, or no's in your journey, this is a sign that you're swimming upstream on a river that's probably not trying to guide you in the right direction. When we're going against the tide of what we're meant to do, it tries to point us back in the right direction by giving us resistance, giving us obstacles. So if you're feeling a lot of that, it's typically a great time to hit pause, reset, realign, make sure that you're actually going in the right direction. Okay. So I want to ask you some alignment questions that will allow you to reflect, visualize, meditate, journal on some essential things that will then help you get back on track. Number one, is my daily work leading me towards my vision for the year? If you're not taking action daily towards your long-term goals, your long-term vision, how on earth will it ever happen? The answer is it will not. Nobody else is going to do it for you. There's not a magic bullet out there that will solve it for you. This is up to you. So stop asking permission or asking for somebody to magically fix it for you. Make sure your schedule, your actions are aligned to what you want to create. And if you don't know how to answer that, that means you haven't broken down your goals and your vision into tangible steps. And so, of course, you're overwhelmed. Of course, you're flailing. Of course, you don't know what to do next. Of course, you're chasing shiny objects because you have no direction. You don't have a roadmap to what you're doing if you don't know where you're going. Okay. So once again, is my daily work leading me to my vision for this year? If not, what can you do to get back on track? And what actions need to be on your daily schedule so that success is inevitable, right? Question number 2, are my offers and marketing channels still the right ones? If you're noticing your sales calls are dwindling, your schedule is empty, your pipeline is not as full as it should be, your sales are not converting, perhaps it's that your offers are not right or need some re-infused messaging around this pain points you are actually solving for, or your marketing channels aren't simply reaching the ideal client or customer that you are targeting. Of course, there are a lot of other factors that could be at play here. It could be that you need to pivot who you're targeting, or you need to rebrand, which our last solo episode that I did was about when and the true tell signs are there that you need to rebrand or revamp your message. But sometimes your offers or your marketing channels aren't aligned to what your vision is. And you can see this when your numbers are dwindling. So the second question as a recap is, are my offers and marketing channels still the right ones? And if they're not, where do you need to pivot in terms of your offers, in terms of the audience you're reaching out to, and in terms of the marketing channels where your audience is hanging out? Okay, get clarity on that. Question number 3, do my operations support my life, not just my business? Okay. If you are, as the leader, doing it all, holding it all together, trying to control it all, you are probably really burnt out, exhausted, and wondering why you even started this thing. So, if you don't have an operations manager, an assistant, or people who are managing your standard operating procedures and helping you with the how and what of your company, you are likely have outgrown that and need to hire more people. So, if your operations aren't supporting your business and your life so that you can show up as the very best version of yourself as a leader, you need to invest in time to hire for operations. This means delegating more, giving more to your team, and then getting back into the visionary seat of why. And this is probably impacting the other 2 questions that we asked before. Of course, your calendar is probably not full of things that are supporting your vision if you are doing it all, including the operations. And of course, your offers and marketing channels are probably off and not in alignment if, once again, your operations are not supporting your life. So you can see cyclically, these 3 questions have massive impacts on how you can pivot this Q1 and for the entire rest of this year and make success inevitable. As a recap of those 3 questions, number 1, is my daily work leading me towards success for my vision this year? Number 2, are my offers and marketing channels still the right ones? Number 3, do my operations support my life, not just my business? Once again, if any 3 of these questions, they are not working for you, then I would encourage you to do some super thinking around how to pivot and how to turn this around so that we can make success inevitable this year and turn this quarter around. And guess what? It's only February, so you have plenty of time. You got a whole 11 months to turn this around and get back on track. And guess what? When we are in alignment and back on track, everything is easier. So you'll know you're on the right road to success when you see that, yes, everything I'm doing each day is leading me towards my success factor, my vision, or your operations is supporting you. When you answer yes to these 3 questions, things will start to flow. You will feel excited. You will feel energized. You won't feel overwhelmed. And so I want you to get back into that success mode and to feeling great in your business as a leader once again. So if this was inspiring for you today, please share it with somebody else. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to us on Spotify, whatever your podcast player of choice is. We are here to inspire the change makers of the world, that is you, to do more in this world and create healing and to overcome the fear that we see in the world with light as a positive ripple effect. Please share this with another change maker in the world to help us do this. That includes our business owners, our authors, our speakers, our nonprofits, anyone who is trying to heal this world one step at a time. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for spending your time with me today. If this episode supported you, I'd love for you to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone who needs it. When inspiration spreads, real impact follows. I'll see you next time.